Monday morning and I'm in the yard. We're planning to pour more concrete in between slabs, which you saw us doing last week. But first, we're off to the refurb project where we're working on the feature wall, which will have a fireplace, TV, bespoke cabinetry and lighting. We need to finish the very top in order to finalize the suspended ceiling construction. We're using 32mm wood screws to fit the 12mm ply to the 4x2 timber of the wall construction. A laser is used to get the levels 100% accurate. Each side of the wall opening is boxed in, so we need to cut away some of the plasterboard. Then it's the perimeter channel of the metal stud system of the suspended ceiling. Once the perimeter is in place, we can fit the new channel between the existing and new to prepare to board the ceiling. The curved balustrade on the first floor level is now completely clad in 12mm ply. We've also boxed in the underside step in plasterboard. Now back to the yard, where we plan to pour this one, and one of the infills between the first set of slabs poured and 6F5. At the same time, we are continuing to build up the levels in this infill area, and all of the reinforcement is going down as the membrane. First concrete lorries are already arriving. The roller has now stepped into compact. We're still moving the 6F5 up the top to get it into this pile, and we're going to have the help of Dafcon and McGee as they are bringing in that job, which we've been doing for the last couple of weeks. They're going to bring in 6 loads today, and they're going to bring in 10 tomorrow and try and get as close to 20 as possible on Wednesday, because we're progressing so fast getting up to the top of the yard. We're not bagging any material at the moment because we don't have enough staff to do everything, but we will continue with the bagging as soon as all of the 6F5 is moved. And now the pouring is already about to start. Last week, you saw us order a couple of bits for our trusty old JCB forklift. Now, all the parts which were sent worked and they're on, and that is working properly. However, there is a transmission oil pressure switch which will not fit on, because the new one they've sent is M12 and ours is an M10. This picture has just been sent over to JCB and they are going to see what they can do for us. I've left the yard because this week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday, I'm on an intense course for the theory part of my pilot's license. So in the mornings, I'll try and get into the yard nice and early and then be at my training every day for 9 o'clock. I've already passed one exam, thankfully, but it is very intense and I have to try and stay away from my phone because there's not a lot of time. And if I don't do it in this manner, I'm never going to get it done. I've been fighting with this pilot's license for 10 years and this year is going to be different. JCB have got back to me. They've sent this drawing. We need number 35, 36, 37, 18, and 17, and they've sent me an email saying there's a little conversion plug that we need also. Going to order those immediately, and hopefully we'll be able to get the forklift going again. Now the LA60 has been giving us a little bit of problems lately. We had to keep changing the fuel filters. You saw a couple of weeks back the hose that went, but that's just wear and tear. We got Welder Fabber still working on the bottom track guides, but to try to rectify this fuel problem once and for all, we took the bottom cover off the fuel tank and look at all the gunk that is sat in the bottom of the tank. Now there's this kind of lining that stops it from rusting, and we were able to get the hands in and get like a rag in and pull out some of the gear inside. Hopefully we got it early enough so it stopped the tank from rusting. With all this taken out of there and 2 new fuel filters gone on it, hopefully this stops all of the problems that we were having with diesel. And a couple of weeks back, the guys came to look at the generator. They ordered a part and they are now coming into the yard to fit this part. And we hope that this will get the generator fired up again and it will be working. It's Tuesday morning and I'm in the yard. As you can see, we're already bringing in non-haz material. Thames have a new job which has started. Quattro have also arrived at the same time so we can continue with pouring the slabs. I told you earlier that the DAFCON and McGee job that they're running into us with the screenable was going to increase. We were going to try and get up to about 20 loads on Wednesday. Well, now we need to do 20 loads on Thursday and Friday as well. So it should be a busy week in the yard bringing material in. As we build up the material, we'll get to a point where we're going to need to get a crusher in so we can process that material. And just in case that video is out by now, click here to watch a video where we talk about how to process material to create recycled aggregates and how a crusher works. Day 2 on my intense course. I heard from the lads who are working on the generator, and unfortunately the generator is not fixed despite the new control unit that we put on it. They don't understand what's wrong with it, so they've got in contact with the manufacturer and they're waiting for the manufacturer to get back to them. Got a call from Bazza as well, Welder Fabber. He has a demo grill for the 914 and he's trying to sort the rubber pads for the L860. But he's asked me for a couple of measurements, this drawing. My townie's in the yard and my townie has taken these measurements and we have sent these pictures to Bazza. So the rain has turned on us, but everything is still carrying on in the yard as normal. I'm just on lunch at the moment. I'm about to go back into my training course. Let's see how the lads are getting on in central London. We completed the first coats on the woodwork a few weeks back. We filled again where necessary, sanded down, and now we're applying the second layer of undercoat. At the same time, we're working on the walls in the kitchen. The mist coats were completed a few weeks back, and now we're applying the first layer of the finishing coat. In areas which are not lit well, we're using additional lighting to remove shadows and expose any imperfections. Now we have a delivery. These are the fitted wardrobes for the bedrooms and media unit for the living room. It's Wednesday. I'm not in the yard. I'm in Becky Evans' drifting car on the Manor stand at Automechanica 2025. Manor have invited me down for a meet and greet. So as you've seen in the past, we use all of the Manor oils in our vehicles when we had them and still in all of our machines. While I was here, I had an email come through from the lads who were trying to get the generator started. They sent information to the manufacturer, who was a bit baffled still, and the only thing left to change is a very small diode. They believe that the diode is rusty and it's causing a fault because the engine is starting, but it's cutting off because it's trying to protect itself. Possibly if the diode is rusty, there's a problem with voltage, or it's sending power back the other way and it's turning off because it's trying to protect itself or protect the alternator. Going back onto the stand here, I just want to take a moment to appreciate, you know, I'm a man who loves branding and loves to brand everything. Mano have put a lot into this stand. I would prefer if it was black and yellow because those are Ashville colors, and they've gone into incredible detail, like even the steps leading up, the way they're backlit, the big screens on the back. They've even got a little display for the 20-litre oil. You know, we always buy drums, so we never have the small ones. Back down to London. Of course, we are working at the refurbishment project and the work is pushing on.
We're in the kitchen, working on the wall which overlooks the internal stairs to the basement. The plying blocks need to be removed. Now, these were not part of the original build. We put these in place as shuttering when screeding the kitchen. The laser marks the level of the course, and we begin building a dwarf wall from engineering bricks. On top of this will be a timber structure to support cabinetry to match the kitchen units. In the bathroom, Chris removes a section of the boarding on the wall to fit the new shower mixer chosen by the client. The mixer is fitted on the wall first. Then the copper pipe water feeds are reduced from 22mm to 15mm before connecting, and then the supply for the shower and handheld shower outlets are run at 15mm.
I think I need physio after trying to get out of that. Back in the yard, we're coming to a bit of a point where we're going to need to move to the next stage of the concrete in work. Probably in 3 or 4 weeks, we would have made our way up to the top. And today, we've got a lorry coming in to help us to just get the remaining slate from up the top, dump it down by the weighbridge and offices, and we'll bag the rest down there because we want the top of the yard clear. Now, in the winter, we always completely sell out 6F5, but at the moment, and nobody needs the material because the ground is dry. As soon as it rains again, everybody's going to want to create piling mats and they're going to want to create temporary roads, so it's going to fly out the door. But at the moment, the pile is just looking back at me. I'm probably going to do some sort of sale to get the material moving as soon as possible, because where the material sat is exactly where the drainage is going to go. We can move our attention to the front entrance and start to get that bit done before the winter kicks in, so we can try and keep the road clean. But this 6F5 is beginning to be a problem that a solution is going to be needed for. Anyway, in spite of that, we still have work to do for the next couple of weeks. So let's continue concreting. It's 4:30. That's a wrap for the day. Walking back to the car, checked my emails, and something has come through from JCB, and there are a couple of parts I need because the sensor we've been sent is the correct one. It superseded the old one which we have, so if we buy these parts, it should then fit. So I've paid. They should be coming tomorrow or the day after, and then hopefully we can get the forklift going again. It's now going to be a 2-hour drive for me to head back to London, and I'll jump in front of the computer and attack the emails again. And that's it for Wednesday. It's Thursday, and I'm in the yard, admiring the lovely concrete slab. I'm just heading up to the top of the yard to have a look round, because we were moving all the material
down to this area yesterday to clear it. And yesterday I was interacting with a lot of people. Thank you to everyone who came down. I realized that everybody takes something different from the videos. And a lot of people said that they got motivation from it. It helped them to have the courage to take a leap. If they were struggling with something, gave them like a stepping stone to find a way to get around it. I was really happy to hear that the videos genuinely add value to some people's lives. Morning. And there were people from up and down the country, Scotland, Newcastle, Leeds, Birmingham, and London. Drop something in the comments if the videos have ever helped you to get over an obstacle or gave you the courage to do something which you may not have been about to do, but you decided, I'm gonna give it a go. It's heartwarming for me just to hear. Gives me a bit of inspiration myself to continue making the videos and spending the time doing it, because it does take up a lot of our time.
If you haven't done it already, please subscribe to the channel and don't be shy. Give the video a like while commenting. The team keep telling me I need to do this more. So thank you for your cooperation and understanding.
All the slate, sand, shingle has been moved. All the non-haz is gone. We're now going to sort out all these tires. Somebody has given us a price for truck tires and another price for the shovel tires and clear them out of this area. We're just going to stack them first to make it easier when someone comes in. We have 2 yellow grab boxes, which aren't ours. They're a company that we used to do grabs for. They're going to send someone in to collect. And then we're going to have a few bits and pieces here that we can go through, but we want to clear this area also to give a completely clear run at concreting this area of the yard. Changing the levels now in this area, and the job that Dafcon and McGee were running in, which we were going to do 20 a day, that job is unfortunately cancelled because of the weather, and the lads can't pull the material out of the job fast enough. So we haven't lost the work to anyone else. We're still going to do it. We're just not doing it yet. But fortunately, we have plenty of other work to do in the yard in the meantime. So while we change the levels in this area, I can see that the concrete is being poured simultaneously. And I'm going to head to my training so I can try and get this pilot's license at long last.
It's Friday, and I'm not in the yard yet, or at the refurbishment project, but we have a delivery of tiles. These are the new tiles for the family and guest bathrooms. The pallet on the top in the van had 2 tiles. We removed these and placed them on a sheet of Celotex. We then took the large pallet off the van, placed it on the ground, and loaded the tiles into it. This is the best way to protect the tiles from any damage. They range in size between 3 meters by 1.2 and 3 meters by 1 meter. We have to be extremely careful, as even the slightest tap on the corner could shatter the entire tile.
It's 3 p.m. I finish my last day this time round of school and exams. And let me tell you something, I have such a newfound respect for pilots. Those were the most challenging exams I've ever done. I've got another day to do because I couldn't do the entire week because of Wednesday when I was up in Birmingham with Manil. So the last day I'm going to do in July. But in the meantime, I'm going to carry on with the practical flight lessons, and hopefully everything falls in line at the same time. In the yard, we moved the tires down, so we're ready for the collection. And we've been sorting out the inside of the containers. And here's a load of scrap and bits that we were no longer using. Got the Manil goodie bag, which I got for my townie. And I've been told that we had a delivery from JCB. Excellent. Where are we? Here's our T connection. Here's our other bits, which should go
with the sensor, and I also ordered a service kit. So we have the air, oil and fuel filters. They took another turn yesterday. After all of the work with the screenable job that Dafcon and McGee doing with us all getting cancelled, the work came back on towards the end of the day, and we have 20 loads of it coming in today. And there was meant to be nothing on Monday, but I just received the call asking for 10 loads on Monday. But I need to have a look around in the yard and see how much space we have before we agree to doing the 10. Perhaps we have to move of material around. Every time I come back into the yard, I see how much more concrete has been done and what a difference it's already making here. This is unbelievable. Firm it, walk it off. Had an email from FCC about a couple of large jobs which could be starting soon, but unfortunately, we're not going to be able to load any trains because we can't track over this concrete yet because we need it to cure. Plus, we haven't got any rubber pads on the LH60. That is not going to work for us either. Basically, all we can do is accept material until this non-haz pile here meets the pile of bags over here. And then unfortunately, we're going to have to stop. And two lads came out yesterday to have a look at the concrete lorry in the middle, the one with the new engine fitted in it, and they're going to get back to Simon today. So I'm now going to head into the video office, watch a couple of bits from Ashville Weekly, episode 242, I want to say it is, but I'm not sure. I've kind of lost all my bearings. Anyway, we have more concrete to do in the yard, so let's continue getting it done. It's Saturday and I'm in the yard. We were working in this area with the digger and the dumper, removing material in some areas to drop the level down and building it up in other areas. There was a sort of tarmacy material in the ground, which we pulled the majority of out of, and then we brought in 6F5. We've levered it all, and on Monday we should be able to roll it and prepare to do the shuttering in this area. We do have 2 areas prepared today to pour, and Quattro should be in any minute. Here's one, and here is the other. My aim now is to try and shift some of the 6F5 because the drainage, which is going to run through the yard, goes right here where the 6F5 is. You can't see it, but if you have your laser measuring, and if you go from here to here, this is where all the rainwater is going to go. The rain is good and bad at the same time. It's bad because if it gets heavier, it's going to slow us down with the concrete, but it's good because then people may need some 6F5 and then we may start to shift a bit more of it. Got in the yard a little bit later than I planned today because I have either a Saturday or Sunday ritual, whichever day I can get there, where I go to a farm where a farmer, this is great entrepreneurship, he set up a container with vending machines for pure and raw milk, unpasteurized, hasn't got any chemicals in it, hasn't gone through any systems, it's pure, straight out the cow. And of course, I've got my glass bottles, which I can refill with, which have been sterilized.
I need to head down to our scrap tires because the company who are going to come and collect them, they've asked me if the shovel tires had a solution in them, so when they were flat, the solution would fill the holes and they could keep going, like a kind of run flat system. Because it doesn't change the price, but it changes the vehicle which they will send to collect it for some reason.
Yeah. Can't really tell a lot by looking in here. I don't think so.
I thought about climbing in the top there to have a look, but then I realized how silly that would be. You could just imagine as I fell off and then the tire followed me down and I was lying in the yard till Monday morning till Simon came in onto the weighbridge and then found me. So saner heads prevailed. Gotta go out to my office now and use the document you saw me using in the past when I was calculating exactly how much each cubic meter of concrete cost us. We have one of our neighbors next door within the old Link Park site who need to concrete a section of yard, and they've asked if we would like to do it. You may ask, how can we afford to do the concrete there but not afford to do the concrete in our yard? The difference is in the other yard where the concrete's going to be happening, they're going to be using different mixes and they're going to need us to wait while they're doing it. The bottle mixers are built for speed, coming in and out. It's a volume game, but when we're going to be working with them, we're going to wait, pour a little bit, wait, pour a little bit, wait, pour a little bit. And of course, they're going to measure how much concrete they need, but they don't need to be 1,000,000% accurate. The volumetric only charges you for what you use. And that's it for another week at Ashville, which was Ashville Weekly, episode 244. Click here for the Ashville website. Click here to subscribe to our channel. Click down here for an Ashville video you may not have seen before. And click down here for last week's episode, which was number 243.